Hey, good afternoon, YouTube. My name is Mr. Guinea, and we are here. We are back at Surf Dogs again for the Christmas in July car show. So we got a few cars here. I think some really nice cars that we're going to go and get footage of. So you guys that follow my channel, my last posting was the Syracuse Nationals, which was a much larger scale event. It's like 7,000 cars there. I don't think I got all of them. So this is a lot smaller, but that's going to allow us to get like a little more up close and personal footage of the cars. So anyway, let's get to it. That's a Nova. Oh my god. So I'm going to actually get footage of these cars rather quickly. So this is called a Ford Tudor. I have never heard of this in my... Oh, Chevy. I messed up. Sorry, Chevy Tudor. And I'll keep that there. I'm not afraid. I admit I mess these cars up all the time. So yeah, this is a Chevy Tudor. And the reason why I messed up because I've heard of the Ford Tudor. And there was a guy at the Syracuse Nationals that had, I believe, a 37 Tudor, I think, if I heard him correctly. This is a Chevy Tudor, and it's a Canadian car. It has a Canadian VIN on it. So this is so cool. I've been doing this for at least 2 years now, and I've never seen a Chevy Tudor or heard of a Chevy Tudor. So this is really something else, folks. Ooh, look at this Ford F100. This is stunning. And this is kind of cool because you have the patina rust on here, but the color still looks outstanding. It still looks like, I mean, even if this car was like pristine paint, it still looks like kind of pristine in a way, just with that color. And it looks like there's a darker blue on the bed, or maybe that's just the sun. I like how you have the two American flags kind of on the back there. Oh, this is special. Yeah, this Ford F100 really that's really sticking out for me, folks. I like this. Check it out. I think I got this on a short. So I think this guy, the person who owns this, I believe he has this in Seattle City. I think this is the same Thunderbird that I saw. Is it a 62 maybe? I'm guessing on that. 62 Thunderbird, because I think I got a short of this. Look at closer to this. Yep, it is a 62, and I love how you have that tray right on the window. That is so like freaking 50s and 60s, folks. Look at those lights in the back. Beautiful. And I hate to jump around here, folks, depending on how I post my footage here. Just want to get the interior of this. Yeah, I just love the metal dashing on here, and it's the metal materials on the dash. Look at just look at that design work on the dash there, just on the gauge clutcher there. That is cool as hell. Very nice. And check out this Plymouth Belvedere, folks. It's so cool whenever you see like, something really unique like this particular Mopar here. And I just love look at the front of this thing too. Very beautiful, very imposing. And then when I kind of go around here, you got the V8 on there, and then I love the Belvedere badging right on the side of the car. That's so cool. Then that interior is so fresh. Look at that two-tone, folks. Oh, and you have the square, kind of the square-shaped gauge clutcher there. Look at that. That is so cool, or rather rectangle. Oh, man, what a special car. Beautiful, folks. And then right after the Belvedere, we kind of go a little bit more towards the muscle car era. And actually, it's funny. It was actually the Mustang that really started that trend with the whole muscle cars. 1964.5. So this one here... Actually, before I even say Mustang, I'm not even sure if this is a Mach 1 here. Because I know there are some cars that look like Mustangs but aren't Mustangs. In any case, this is still a beautiful car regardless if it's a Mustang or not. Yeah, it is a Mustang. And look at how you have the recessed gauge clutcher there. And I think this is kind of really part of the whole muscle car genre. And I think it just makes the car much more sportier and much more aggressive looking. Now, folks, I am just an absolute sucker for your real historical cars here. And this here is definitely I would venture to guess this Ford here is definitely something from like the early 30s or maybe late 20s or maybe even before that. I'm going to guess Model A, but I'm not sure. Let me know in the comment section if you guys know what this is here, what this Ford is. And I just love these style of wheels here because it really keeps the history of the car alive. So this is the 1930, folks. I just saw it kind of on inside. There was a little something that said what the car is, and it's just Ford convertible. But yeah, I just love this kind of dash here. This is just so, and look at the door too. Check out the door on this. So this is something so freaking historical. This is definitely a really cool moment in history. And the guys even got the old school hat there. That is so freaking cool. And then look at the door. Look at the doorknob. Look at the door handle on this. Man, then you got this is what I love. Look at this freaking back seat here. That is so freaking cool. And I don't even know if this would pass the OSHA standard, not OSHA, or the DOT standards or whatever it is. I don't know if you'd be able to even have someone sit outside like this while they're driving, but who cares? It's so freaking cool anyway. What an awesome car. Maybe they grandfathered that rule in or something. I don't even know, but wow, what a freaking sexy historical Ford. And then right next to the historical OEM Ford, look at what you have here. You got the OEM artillery style wheels here, but you have a much more menacing and aggressive looking, I'm guessing this is the Ford truck here. Look at that front here. Beautiful, just simple black and red. And the lights is looking right at you. Oh, I love that matte black color too. Well, it's not matte, sorry, just a rather flat black color on this. Just so freaking straight up hardcore and mean. And I can't get enough of that front. Just look, actually, it's funny. Look at how, it's just kind of cool. If you look at it like it's 2D, just look at how you have like the cabin, and then you have like the raised hood, and then you have like the grill. Look at how just sort of symmetrical it is, I guess, for lack of a better term. I just love that whole design there. And I'm gonna kind of go over here. You got the artillery wheels over here. Let's check it inside. Oh, wow. So I think the actual color maybe was red on this, because I think the inside would it's part of the chassis. But in any case, and then you have your straight up just your speedometer right there, sort of a oval like semicircle there. That is cool. Just straight, simplistic, and right to the point. I also love the exaggerated wheel wells on this truck here. And I'm just a sucker for pickups now. Pickup style trucks. They're just beautiful. Yep. I got this one. This is the Ford. He's got two bikes in the back. He's got look at this. I think these are like antique bikes too. I gotta get the bikes also. That is so cool, folks. I don't know if I got this one before. This one's known as the Red Baron. I feel like I've seen this before. And this is beautiful. Look at the size of that slick in the back. My God. So you have something that kind of looks almost like a Volkswagen from the back. It has a similar shape. And then in the front, you have more of like a, I don't know, almost like something from like a 40s, maybe 40s or late 40s, like Ford pickup or something, that front there. So I don't know if this is sort of like a weld job or something. And look at the size of these slicks in the back. And then you have like, something else sticking out here. So I kind of wonder if this is almost like a offspring of multiple cars here. But this thing is something else. The Red Baron, folks, look at it. Okay, there was just a really, really bad crash. I just hope that the passengers and drivers are okay. I'm venturing to guess that someone was trying to pull out onto the main road, and then that's when the crash occurred. But yeah, anyway, all right, enough of that. So, I was obviously incorrect about this car. This is known as an Austin. So this is actually, a British car, and yeah, this is actually the car. It's not like a weld job, but in my defense, come on, you guys have to admit, like, that front does kind of look a little bit like it came off another car. And then, then the back of this does look like it's shaped a little bit like a Volkswagen, but no, this is known as an Austin. And, oh, what was that? I cannot remember the genre of cars this is a part of with the slicks. Gassers. Yeah, this is part of a genre called Gassers. But this is an Austin. And yeah, this is definitely something else. The Red Baron, folks. And fellas, I am just a sucker for Studebakers. I absolutely love the Studebakers. Just beautiful cars. And so rare too, And this is actually a stunning color. You have sort of this, a neutral color. And, it's not like something like, and don't take this the wrong way, guys. Like, if you have like a fluorescent color, it might be considered tacky. This is just with a neutral color. This car just looks so classy. And you have a beautiful front grille too. Again, also very classy. And check this out. On one side you have Studebaker, and on the other side you have Commander. That is cool, folks. So Studebaker Commander. And then let me show you guys the best part. So I'll do my typical scan of the car here. And look at that dash. Look at the metal. Look at like the reflective metal you have on the dashing, and then look at that gauge cluster. This definitely has to be one of the most beautiful dashes I've ever seen. And then look at the color too, or lack thereof. I mean, it's a neutral. It's just look at this sort of the, you know, kind of 2 or 3 tone, multiple tone neutral colors you have in this car. And maybe you could argue this is kind of like a dark blue. Anyway, let's pan back out. Yeah, this is just a beautiful car. And you can just tell a lot went into this car. Definitely, when they manufactured this car. I mean, Studebaker was not messing around when it came to the design. This is just an absolutely stunning car, folks. Work is for people who don't know how to fish. Yes, very true, folks. And I don't know how to fish. I remember that I have a bit of a story about that, but I'm going to hold that till later. This is, I think, this truck is from the 90s, so this is more of like your retro style truck, and it's a little bit, you can see how it's raised a little bit, and I see a lot of those around here. I get the feeling that the raised trucks are more kind of prominent in this area. And this is a nice looking truck. I like this. You know, it's just, I can just really see how imposing it is. This is just definitely, I like how it's raised. I like the wheels too. So you don't really have the low profile wheels that you see in Seattle City from the guys, you know, obviously trying to get attention like me. But this is definitely a really sweet truck. And this is a GMC. And it's cool because, you know, most of the trucks I typically see are Chevys and Fords. I don't see too many GMC trucks, believe it or not, at these events. But anyway, very, very cool. You have the Z71 off-road decaling on here. And then this, folks, is what you call a 90s dash. So any of you Generation Xers or Generation Yers, if you want to get like nostalgia vibes, then you definitely want to check out the interior of this GMC truck here. And before we move on to the other cars, I'm going to see if I can get my thumbnail. This is actually a beautiful shot of both these cars right next to each other, so this might be a perfect thumbnail for my video. And this will be another potential thumbnail shot also. Beautiful cars here. Now check out this retro Benz here. Beautiful red color. And just a beautiful body. There's something about Mercedes, just, you know, they always just know how to make their cars. And there's nothing really menacing about this, but everything classy. So that's kind of what's cool about, you know, these classic cars. You still have a lot of variety in terms of what kind of statement the car is trying to make. You know, typically like your trucks, I think, tend to be a little bit more imposing and menacing. This one is just like all class. Just a very classy looking car. And it's funny, when I see that Mercedes badge on the front of this, I think of the AMG GTR Pro. So it's funny, even now, they still stick to their same design where they have that Mercedes badge right on the front of their grille. But yeah, anyway, beautiful, beautiful car. Let's kind of go and check out the interior now. Just beautiful tan leather. Again, just very, very classy. Oh, yes. Look at that wood, folks. Check out the wood. Check out the wood in the car. So again, just such a beautiful and classy interior. I wonder if this is from the 90s, because it looks kind of like a 90s-ish dash. It just kind of reminds me of that GMC truck a little bit, just in terms of the retro styling and everything. But oh, that interior is just so beautiful. That tan leather, it's gorgeous. Folks, it's going to be our final car. This beautiful Chevy Bel Air. Look at it. Totally has Impala vibes. There actually was an Impala parked here right next to it, and it looks very much like it. But yeah, this might have been right around, I'm going to guess somewhere late 50s, early 60s. And I think this is right when they came out with the Impala. But yeah, look at this. Look at the shape of this car. So very different from like your typical, like your trifecta, the 55, 56, 57. This is definitely more like 60s. Has like the real large, like mafia style size, you know, chassis there. Look at this. Beautiful car. And then you have the Bel Air badging right on the back of her. Woo, look at those lights. Let's stop it here, hold on. So, you know, the fire company showed up for that crash over there, and that was a really bad crash. So again, I'm hoping that the people involved are okay. But anyway, I'm just gonna go back to just filming this Bel Air here. So again, you have the lights in the front Hold on a second. So that's certainly worrisome, folks. So the ambulance is here, or it's Inspire Health. So someone's out there. So it looks like someone is getting medical attention. Not surprising because that was a bad crash. But again, hopefully it's nothing serious. So that's the back of the, you know, I guess I'm going to guess 60 style Bel Air here. And we'll check out the interior here. Yeah, it's a very, very beautiful interior, folks. I just love the styling on the upholstery in this car. It's just absolutely stunning. Just throughout the whole car, the doors, the upholstery, beautiful. And this is very different from the other Bel Air. Look how, you know, from the 50s style Bel Air. Look at how imposing the dash is. Now again, you have the rectangular dash, so you can see how the styling is just changing through the decades. And then you have like the knobbery just below your, you know, your kind of your gauging there. But just a really breathtaking interior. This is definitely also one of the more beautiful interiors I've seen. All right, everyone, we're going to go ahead and wrap things up now. And, you know, unfortunately, it's just really hot out today. So, you know, a number of the cars left. So there weren't as many cars, but I was still very happy to get the cars that I did. And like I said, when you come to these smaller events, or even events that are small and they become smaller because of, you know, weather reasons or what have you, it does give you more time to spend with the cars. And also, it's also maybe easier as a YouTuber or someone watching YouTube to watch some of the shorter videos. So I should have this footage posted probably, you know, later today or early tomorrow or something. But in any case, if you guys don't know who I am, my name is Bistragini. I provide all kinds of car content. I cover classics, customs, exotics. So, you know, if you're someone that loves cars, all kinds of cars that is, then you definitely want to follow my channel. So anyway, if you like the content, go ahead, hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. So check it out, guys. I'm out in front of a place called Surf Dog. This actually is the place that's hosting the car event. I'll fix my hat a little bit. But I've never been here before, but I actually went inside. It's so cool inside. I think this is probably one of the best, you know, I guess interiors I've seen. Sound like I'm talking about a car, but this is about an establishment. So you have a section inside that's almost like a diner. You have one section that's almost like a diner. Then you have like kind of a, you know, a center bar, and you have a flat screen, so it's a sports bar too. So you have like a diner section that makes it like a diner. Then you have a section that makes it almost like kind of like a sports bar, or just a bar where you just want to have a drink. Then it has a section called the Foxhole, which has two big tables inside. Then it has like an outdoor section too that looks really, really cool. I mean, not today because it's so damn hot, but I mean, you know what I'm saying. And then they have flat screens out there. Now, I'm not really into sports anymore. I've been a Steelers fan my whole life, and I just, you know, because of the YouTube channel and life changes and everything, I just haven't been into sports as much. But I actually want to come here just to watch a game, just so I can go and have an excuse to watch something, whether it's baseball or football or what have you, just to come here and check this place out. It's called Surf Dogs, and you know, if I wasn't too busy hanging out with the Shoebies in Seattle City, I'd be out here. So I'm probably going to come check this place out, probably like when the season's over, like sometime like maybe, you know, September, October, what have you, especially when football season starts, even though I said I don't watch football, but you know, like I said. Anyway, this place is so cool. And yeah, you definitely, if you guys are in Tuckahoe area, you have to come and check out Surf Dogs. And I will come back here. I'll you know, I'm gonna have some food here, have some, you know, have some fare here, and I'll give you a review on that. But anyway, Surf Dog, fellas. And then right next to Surf Dog, you have Tide Hall. And at first I thought it was a laundry place. Get it, Tide. But when I went inside the Surf Dogs, and when I went inside Surf Dogs and I went outdoors, it's actually open to this place here, and they have a lot of cool things here. It's 4th of July, it's Christmas in July, so they're celebrating that. So I went inside, and they have a lot of cool things they're selling. They have like soaps, and they have like jewelry, and they have a little bit of clothing. And I was talking to someone there, very nice. So this place, Tide Hall, is really, really cool. So check this place out also. So yeah, so you have two really cool businesses here, two separate places, Surf Dog Bar and Grill and Tide Hall, folks. Hey, what's up, everybody? I am Bistragini, and I am out in front of Shorebreak Cafe. This is a coffee shop, and also a breakfast place, located kind of off the strip, kind of more towards the south end of Seattle City. And this is probably my favorite. This is probably my favorite place to go to. Here I have a lavender latte, and their lavender lattes are absolutely delicious. I'm going to take a sip of it right now. Absolutely delicious. If you guys like lavender lattes, you absolutely have to come to Shorebreak Cafe. Also, You can see in the background they have nice outdoor seating, and it's also just in general a very nice vibe and atmosphere. And also inside they have a little bit of a little shop. You can buy some shirts and other things. It's just a really cool spot. So if you guys are in Seattle City, you absolutely have to come to Shorebreak Cafe. Great food, great coffee, great atmosphere. We'll see you later.